Hey everyone, welcome to another movie review. I finally got to go to a movie today and I probably should have stayed at home. So we're going to take a concept, so we're going to take a movie that sounds like it was inspired by Roland Emmerich, but at the same time inspired by a Guy Ritchie movie. Natural disasters, heist movie. We have none other than 2018, directed by Rob Cohen, The Hurricane Heist. The Hurricane Heist is basically a movie about a suburb in Atlanta, in Georgia, that is having a large hurricane coming through. It's being predicted by a character by the name of Will as gonna be, well, this is gonna become something bigger than what everyone's predicted to be. At the same time this is happening, a caravan of 3 trucks is coming into that town, which happens to have a reserve money bin, and basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to steal the money while the hurricane is happening and leave. That's the movie. And if it does sound like something B grade, it kind of looks and feels like it. Main character is played by Toby Kebbell, who we all know, who played Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. He was also in a couple of other movies, and also co-starring Maggie Grace, who is in the Taken franchise as well as in Twilight. So we have A+ actors on on board. This movie could have worked if it either would have taken itself a little bit more seriously, or if we would have had leads that would have been able to elevate the material. The material's not that good. The writing's not that good. At times it feels like somebody said, we don't know how the government really works, we'll just do it like this. This felt like a script that could have been done pretty well in the 90s, but for some reason came out now. And this movie's rated PG-13. I don't know why. This is easily a PG movie at best. There are people, first of all, the main villains, when they take over the armory, first of all, this is the most deserted armory ever. At one time they said, oh, this army only has 14 men. This is a government facility that, according to this movie, has over $600 million there. And it's being protected by 14 men. That's not happening in this country or any other country. Then on top of it, I get why they did it. What they did is they wanted to take over the place and shoot people with tranquilizer darts so they can steal the money and get the hell out without killing anyone. Why did they want to do that? Never explained, not one bit. And then once we do start there is no blood in this movie. None. And that's not a make or break thing, but when you have people shooting back and forth at each other and no one's really getting hit, they make a lot of the fact that the town is abandoned because everyone got out of the way because there's this, I think, Hurricane 2, this grade 2 hurricane coming in, which is fine. They evacuate the town early on so they can have as little or as little damage to people as possible. Collateral damage, there's lots of it in this movie. So they set up that fact. But then we have all these people shooting guns and no one's getting hurt. I think there's like 3 deaths in this movie. Yes, about 3. The main character is Will, played by Doctor Doom. And he is a meteorologist. Now at the very beginning of the movie they show him and his brother in the middle of a hurricane back in 1992. And they show that their father died in the middle of a hurricane. This isn't a spoiler, this is the movie opens. And this, inspires him to be a meteorologist and study hurricanes. But he's just going through the town, and he doesn't have lead man, charisma. I never saw him and thought, that's a guy I want to watch in this movie. It doesn't help that the material's not much working with. His brother, I thought, was also okay, but he's one of those... I actually thought the brother should have been the main character, because he looked like he had a little bit more gravitas in him, where, especially during the action scenes, I was like, why the hell is Discount Ray Romano in charge? Maggie Grace was just kind of forgettable, and at long stretches she was actually disappearing. Some of the stunt work looked really weird, and none of the violence looked consequential. Like, anytime, and these people are out, more than half the movie is out them running around in this storm with bad guys chasing them. But the natural elements really only seem to interact with the bad guys, never with the good guys. There's only one time it does, where it's inside a mall and there's this really cheesy effect that happens. The effects in this movie weren't real good. The camera work was decent at best, and there are scenes where they could have shined, especially in the when all the cars and all the storm is happening, but it all feels like kind of distracting, where they could have gotten clear shots of like people getting hit by water, but it always looked like either they were trying to be too realistic and have the cam shaky, or they didn't have the equipment to shoot straight out. And there are ways to do the effects, but at the same time have you feel that everything is coming around on them. And the final end of the movie was just like, and it literally just ended. Like the heroes just look at each other and go, "Oh, okay," and then it goes the end. It's a forgettable movie, and even for a movie that should have felt more gripping or should have felt more intense, I never really felt the bad guys, because the bad guys weren't menacing. They were so lame. Whether it was the two hackers, the Irish guy, the two brothers who, other than a couple of lines, they were nothing. They never felt like a presence in the movie, and that's what a lot of this movie is. It didn't feel like anything. This is a totally forgettable movie. I'd skip it if you can. It definitely won't be the worst. I wasn't insulted watching it, but I never sat there and go, I would want to watch this again for no reason. It was competently done enough where you can say, alright, they kind of knew what they were doing, but it was just dull enough where it wasn't bad enough where you can go, I can watch that again because some of the shit in here was hilarious, but it's not. No one registers as a screen presence. There's no action beats that make you want to go, wow, that was good. And there's no dialogue even that goes anywhere beyond something two people will say while they're eating lunch. And there is a lunch scene. I won't say what they eat, but I was rolling my eyes. Even though that I would believe that's what the main character would have. If I was to score this movie, 3.8. Wasn't offensive. I didn't hate it, but it was just drab enough where I'm glad I'm shooting this review now, because if I had to do it tomorrow, I would probably not remember what I just saw. So, Hurricane Heist, I would say don't watch it, but no one apparently did. So this is an easy one. Until next time, did you see Hurricane Heist? Judging by the box office, you didn't. If you didn't, why didn't you? Possibly because you didn't even know it came out. If you have any comments, definitely put them down below. If you know someone who actually saw this, please, once again, put in a comment and tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, See you next time for another movie. Bye.